Is it safe?
Is it?
Is it safe?
Is it?
Is it safe?
I don't know if it's safe.
Is it safe?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's safe or not.
Safe.
Is it?
Is it safe?
No, it's not. It's very dangerous.
Is it
You
a
better be
podcast? It is a podcast! Hello and welcome to I've Ran Out of Things to Say podcast. I'm your host Vincent with your lovely co-host Cody!
Yay!
So, yeah, last week we had a very special guest,
Awesome.
Rad Cosplay, and we were talking. We've been giving comic books a lot of love, giving those artists a lot of love because they're good artists and everything. But comics aside,
Yeah,
we
push those aside for one time.
one time. Cody, we are dignified men. Are we not?
Yes.
Is it not safe, Cody?
I don't know if it's safe or not. When you're not telling me what's safe or what's not.
So, Cody, on tonight's podcast, we are going to talk about what?
Other art forms.
Other art forms? What other art forms are there?
There's a whole menagerie of different things.
A menagerie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another
That's one
British
thing. That's one thing. There's a whole plethora.
There's a menagerie and a plethora over here and some cubism in the back.
There's some impressionism over there in the corner.
That's me in the corner. That's me losing my religion.
Yeah.
So we got REM. Special guest REM.
Michael Stipe.
Michael Stipe. Hi, how's it going? Michael?
How's it going?
Mike, what? Hello?
It's not the end of the world yet.
Are you sure? Is it safe? My name is Michael. It's in the world as we know it. It's not safe. Shh! Quiet, Michael. Quiet. So we're kind of taking a different direction on tonight's podcast. Gonna have some sad news to begin with. So, as we've been doing this podcast, we found out some very sad news today. That sad news is Ben Affleck will not be directing the new Batman movie. He bowed out like a bitch.
Sad face.
Oh, poor Betty. Betty, I can't direct this movie. So anyway, that being said, we thought this would be a good time since comic book movies and new comics are kind of dwindling right now because it's the beginning of the new year. We thought this would be the best time to start going over some of the other art forms we wanted to cover. Obviously, that was one of the things that this podcast started out with, was being more cultured and everything. Obviously, we love the idea of comics and everything. Yeah, we love them. Yeah, it's a great thing. Yeah, I don't know where my voice is going. I just don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyway, that being said, Cody is going to start us out with a couple of bits and pieces of things that he wanted to cover tonight on some very special street art.
Yeah.
So, Cody, take it away.
All right. We got England. We got Britain. We got Banksy. We got street art. We got graffiti artists going on spraycations in Morocco.
Spraycations?
Yeah.
What is a spraycation?
It's where a bunch of street artists, graffiti artists, go to Europe, wherever, Morocco, wherever the hell they want to go.
So they go wherever they want to go.
And they just go in the middle of nowhere to a barn and just spray the shit out of it. And instead of doing it in like urban settings where it's like super temporary, I would guess, because when they do it in those kind of settings, it's really temporary. So they're like taking it out into the world instead of downtown or somewhere like that and taking it out. But before I get to that little tidbit, I was just going to give you some like factoids about street art. If you're not familiar, it's like a public contemporary art form in public spaces, and it's a visual art. It's kind of executed outside the guidelines of traditional canvases or venues. The venue is anywhere you freaking want to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, there's a cool wall over there with some bushes. Let me go spray paint some afro guy and make the bushes afro or something. I saw a piece of art that was like that. Like, this dude drew like a African American guy or spray painted some art. And he made like it was like a huge like brick wall and then a retaining wall. And like, he made the whole wall like just a portrait.
Yeah.
And he made like the bushes his head. And it looked badass. But like, anyway, it was popular in the 80s, 90s up till now. There's like stencil graffiti, we pasted poster art, sticker art, street installations and sculptures too. It's usually sometimes referred as urban art or guerrilla art, where people just come up like at guerrilla warfare or like being guerrilla, like just coming like a guerrilla impromptu musical performance, you know, like where you just like, plow, here's my stuff, I'm gonna do it. Post graffiti, neo graffiti. It's usually referred to as vandalism, but they mostly try to keep it. Some of them, not all of them, try to keep it in, you know, areas where, you know, it's not really disturbing too many people. Or, I mean, some of them just don't give a shit, but some of them, you know, are respectable and try to keep it. Like, some of them might know where, like, the zoning is, and they might look out and do it properly so they're not obstructing too many, like, issues or laws or anything. They do it, these street artists, they do it to communicate with people in masses. So it's not just confined, like, into a room. They want their message to be heard, you know? Like I was saying earlier, sometimes these street artists, travel to different countries.
Yeah.
Over
That
the
makes
years, it's gained a big cult following. A lot of younger kids like really like the street art. Like I remember back in the day, like when we were younger, like it was graffiti and it was like super illegal, you know. And not really many people did it. It's normally like people in gangs, and it was really underground. But now it's like a movement, and people do it like more casually than they used to. I would think, like, you didn't see so much of it. I mean, you did, but it wasn't so like rampant as it is now, you know.
Or was it?
It was in certain areas.
Yeah.
Now people are just traveling the country doing it, you know. Whereas before it was like in more provocative areas. There's a lot of crime.
Yeah. But what's it all mean, Cody? I mean, seriously, what does it mean?
It means people are trying to communicate their ideas.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
But is it safe, Cody?
Is it?
Well, you could be getting high on the fumes. You get chased by the cops.
Yeah, that's why you wear
That's right. You thought I was making that running joke, but it really meant a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a safe art form?
I mean,
Because what is a safe
not.
art form?
Because there's probably climbing on stuff and
Exactly.
yeah, probably not too safe. Might be
Really?
might be a little dangerous. In fact,
Could be a lot of things.
yeah, it could be. What do you think about it, Vincent?
What do I think about it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it really doesn't matter because of the fact of I am not a street artist by any means of the imagination.
Oh, really?
Well, come on now. I've never spray painted a wall in my life.
Neither have I. Seriously.
Seriously.
Is it
Maybe a
safe?
train. But no, I mean, it really gets down to a point of what is an acceptable art form. Because, I mean, you think of street art, a lot of people get pissed about it because it's like, oh, well, you know, you can't be doing that. You can't have street art, you know, you're ruining things. Come on, Cody, you can't be, you know, tagging up the side of a wall. That wall needs to be perfect.
It does.
It needs to be pristine.
Well, Earth without art is just.
It's weird because of the fact that we talk about art, and I mean we're both digital artists,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a freehand style. I'm a painter style.
Freehand painter. I like a lot of different things.
Yeah. All of which are not technically safe. There's your recurring theme here.
Nothing.
So you were worried about the podcast tonight about being too lackluster. How do you feel about that, Cody? Putting you on the spot now. How do you feel?
Thinking we might have something up our sleeve.
Do we?
Is it safe?
It is not safe.
It's everything but safe.
So, we actually got, we've been hinting about this, and obviously we're not going to be doing a promotional coupon tonight,
No.
but we are going to talk about who our sponsor is.
Yeah.
So, we landed Loot Crate.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We landed it.
Yeah, which was amazing.
Yeah. It is amazing.
Phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. How do we get more advertising?
I don't know, man. It's weird.
How do we do that?
How do we do this? It's not safe, Cody.
It's not, we still don't know what we're doing. We got
Well,
Loot Crate, dude.
we know enough of
We
what
know
we're
enough
doing,
to do this.
and to do advertisements. I mean, obviously, you know, free advertisement for Loot Crate tonight. Because,
yeah,
you know,
but
pretty cool.
that but once we do finally confirm that,
Yeah. We don't want to go too much in detail of that part.
no,
But once we confirm that and everything goes, yeah, we'll actually have our first audio advertisement, which will be phenomenal.
Oh, for them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. That one we can't talk about yet. We have to both sign an agreement.
Camera.
Yeah, off camera.
Or off, whatever.
Off camera. Camera 2? There's the Kraken.
The Kraken's over there.
I was wondering what he's doing.
There he is.
He's like, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a real podcast.
Yeah.
What you up to?
He's looking like he wants to attack.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna go pass out now. He's like, I'm tired. Lay back down. But no, more than anything though, like this is kind of just like a free-form podcast for us. We didn't really have anything planned.
No.
But that's okay because of the fact that originally we had an interview that was going to go on, and we just didn't get the chance to do it.
Yep.
So now we're just kind of making it up as we go along.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking now, Cody? How long do you think we've been
10
talking?
minutes.
15 minutes. We got some time.
We got some time.
So why do you like the idea of street art? I mean, what's the allure to you? I mean, obviously everybody's seen.
I don't do it, but I really like it.
I mean, we've all seen like what good street art can look like and how it incorporates.
I like it because it's guerrilla and it's not always so clean. I mean, some of those guys that do like the stenciled 3D, 2D, 2.5D stuff on the ground, like Banksy, like that stuff is amazing. But then there's stuff that's just like on the wall and they have limited time and it's really gritty.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's just really cool. Like you'll see like they'll do like a silhouette of something and just like do splatters around it and like let the paint drip. That looks badass.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they'll do stenciled things. Like I just saw one. What did it say? It said it said something. Hold on here. Oh wait. There it is. Or these guys here, like a group of guys, they went to Morocco. They were on an expedition, the Hardin Rogue. Like some of the famous people, Tats Crew Days, Seat, Hase, and Tilt.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all went to Morocco. They went to this compound, like this abandoned like compound.
Yeah.
And they just like painted all this like poppy like graffiti and illustrations. Kind of looks like illustration art. Like they just painted all this like crazy visually stimulative stuff, like out in the middle of nowhere, like an abandoned barn compound thing. Instead of like doing it where there's all these people, they're just like basically just like putting it in these secluded places and like displaying it online, and it looks really cool. It's like photography and street art, like they put like this picture here, they put it out in the middle of like a farmland compound like in Morocco, and they just like threw it up on a wall, and like behind the wall you can see like this big open field and like the horizon, and like it's like random, it's like jarring, but it's like really cool. It like makes the art pop, like the stuff on the wall, like putting it on, or they put it on this like random like substation like out in the middle of that compound. It's really cool, like putting stuff in places you wouldn't even see anything like that normally. It's like making like complex, these buildings like look really cool. It's like nobody's gonna hassle them for that, because I mean it's not even being used, so why not put something there, make it look cool.
Yeah. So would you ever do that kind of art form?
Yeah, like if I could, I would, but I mean, I don't live in an urban area or like have the money to go to freaking Morocco and just spend $2,000 on spray paint.
Why not?
Because you got to do like 1,000 more podcasts and sell 1 million boxes of loot.
Yeah, but Banksy didn't start that way. So why couldn't you? Get can of paint, spray paint. We got some of the in the shed. We'll go.
We'll go down the canal where nobody will see it.
Exactly. And then when someone locally listens to a podcast, he goes, "Oh, so that's the asshole." It was like,
yeah.
And I'm just doing a penis on the side of the wall.
Drawing dicks.
Hey man, it's what we do.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess the biggest question though is, where do you see yourself as an artist? I mean, we talk about artists all the time in the podcast.
I'm trying very hard.
Did you finish your project?
No.
How far away are you from it?
I'm still far away.
Did you restitch?
No.
Oh, what have you been doing?
Just
podcasting?
Podcast.
Just
Let's
podcast?
focus on the podcast.
This is the podcast. This is
I know. Let's just
this
focus
is this
on
is
the
my
podcast.
challenge to you on the
I
podcast.
know.
If I don't bring it back up, someone's gonna ask me and be like,
No, I know.
they're gonna be like, "Excuse me, whatever happened with Cody doing that?"
We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
He
to
told
worry
me
about
about Zach
changing
Bacharach
the day
taking a
job.
picture of his ass crack.
Backrack. Can't believe you said that.
Hey,
That's
you said it first.
random. Oh,
You're gargling down a dick. Is that what it's-
no.
Cody, for you people can't see in the studio, Cody just took his hands, went above his mouth, and went, "Oh!"
No. In a very pinched gesture.
In a very pinched gesture, like he's gently handling it.
Yeah.
Well, when you're sending people pictures of your ass crack, that's going to be kind of figured. Oh, come on, Cody.
Under
Let's
the
have the fun.
influence.
Under the influence?
Yeah.
A podcast? Under the influence of
Exactly.
podcast.
Under the influence of a podcast.
See, that would be a good podcast name, too. Now it's gone. Gone forever. But no, I mean, see, I started, when we first started the podcast, I was actually doing oil painting. Like abstract oil painting. I mean, not by any stretch of the imagination am I going to paint mountains, because that's not my style.
I love that.
Oh, I love it too. I wish
Bob
I could
Ross
do
did
that.
up.
Oh, I know. I sat there and watched Bob Ross do it for hours, and I go, "Fuck you, Bob Ross! What the fuck? Can't make a happy little tree."
We'll just paint this happy little rock over there.
Hold on.
That'll be our little secret.
Okay, now we're gonna paint a happy little tree. Don't worry about many mistakes. It all blends together. And don't forget that happy little tree over in the corner. And just don't worry about it. It'll come back later. Now we're gonna shade the happy little tree. Don't worry about it, Cody. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, and when you make mistakes, we just add them to the painting.
It'll be a happy mistake.
Exactly. Did you accidentally blot the side of the thing? Now that's a happy little rock. We're gonna add a little river on top of that happy little rock. And now it's a waterfall. And now my painting makes no sense! Bob Ross, how do I make my painting as good as yours? I tried what you did. I tried to paint that happy little tree, and it came out as this block of like triangle green shit. I bought your brushes. I did your little technique with the swoosh. People who paint in oil paints, they understand that you have to do, different layers, and when you do different layers, you have to thin them out, and you get to a point where everything's just fucking 12 layers on one thing.
It's
and
always layers. It's layers with
but you gotta be careful.
canvas and layers with Photoshop.
But layer with oil is different because it has to be thinner.
Yeah, and lighter, and then yeah.
You gotta go fat to thin. That's what they call it, fat to thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta lay it on heavy, and then thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's how it is in Photoshop.
Well, no,
you make your darkest shit in the back.
No, you can throw dark shit in the front. You totally can. That's how you get a lot of contrast pictures. You and I both know that.
Well, either way.
But we're talking about paints.
Dark.
We're talking about
dark
paints.
To light.
No. We're talking about paints. Because you can Photoshop, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's true. You know that.
You can't collapse everything.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can, but once you know
it's
good, and then you collapse.
See, you're like, you can't do it. And they're like, yeah, you can. See, you can't collapse oil.
Oh, you can't. You cannot collapse all layers on a canvas.
That's my problem. You can't go back to that previous layer and go.
Control Z.
Yep, no Control Z. And then Control Alt Z to go back even farther.
Yeah.
Can't hit Control N on the canvas. None of that exists. Just need to delete a couple layers.
What if you Control Alt Z or Control N and just like a fucking canvas pops out of thin air?
That'd be awesome. I'd be like, nope. God damn it. Oh man, that's pretty much it, man. Is that, you know, I really want to get into the whole like back into the art forms and stuff. I'm actually gonna start working in clay canvas.
Clay canvas.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on clay.
Are you gonna get it hard before you paint on it? How are you gonna do that?
No, just like clay sculpting using clay
sculpting.
Canvas. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna flatten out a bunch of clay and like bake it and then paint on it.
That would be pretty cool though.
Yeah.
But then I need a kiln. I don't have a kiln yet. My brother's talking about making swords now. He wants to set up a forge in my backyard.
I don't know about all that. Are you gonna do it?
He's really good with.
You're gonna let him do it?
Yeah.
Oh,
why not?
I thought you were like, yeah.
No. I think my brother's the artist of our family. I mean, like if you see some of his work, like he can do.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent. Come on, that was like a 2-minute hand drawing that you saw. That was like it's detailed as fuck.
No, the characters.
Yeah, but those were all like 5-minute jobs for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Those aren't like his detailed stuff. He used to do a lot of oil painting too.
Yeah.
And he did this one, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll post it on our Facebook.
Yeah.
But it was like these blue vines going up, and then you could like you make out like different faces inside of it.
Yeah.
And it was like looking at an ink blot, but at the same time you knew that the faces were there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. Like he's an amazing artist. So like now he's gonna start doing metalworking and making swords and stuff and everything, and I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Oh yeah.
I want swords. I want to make swords too.
Oh yeah.
Come on, I love working with my hands and stuff and like doing different things.
They have a forge.
I was gonna ask you, what do you think if we decided to get a 3D printer for the podcast?
We can get like a small one for like $800. I'll give you 4. I don't even have that yet, but
well, I was thinking
that's the other thing is I'm worried about getting this other day job instead of the one I have, and that's what I've been concentrating on. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But no, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you can get a decent one, like a decent sized one, for like $400 or $500 now. Yeah,
what?
Yeah, prices are a lot cheaper, man.
They just started coming out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. They came out 4 years ago, so now they got cheaper versions that work just as fine as the
really?
the brand. Yeah, it wouldn't be DaVinci or anything, but
no,
you know, it'd probably be like MakerBot.
A bunch of the kids up at school with
$1,000
of shit out, because their parents are rich because they live in Chicago. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get a 3D printer. Thinking about getting this whatever blah 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 for like $800.
Yeah, so now it's a lot cheaper. I mean, like, you could go on... Let's look at it this way. Good old Amazon. Let's pull you up.
Pretty sure that's disposable income for my parents.
Well, I was thinking that what we'd start doing is because of the fact that you and I both do a lot of 3D modeling,
I'm from a cow town. Like, I have no money.
Well, the reason I'm saying this is that, let's see, because I mean, you could get like a Lulzbot Taz. That one, that's like top end.
Yeah.
That's like the Zmorph
I'm gonna
one.
get the Taz. I don't know. Maybe for Christmas.
Let's put it this way. You can get a Da Vinci. You can get an XYZ printing Da Vinci mini 3D printer for $266 now.
Holy shit.
Yep.
A mini one, though.
Yeah, but you can get a Flash Forge for like $329, which
wow.
that's a nice size one. I mean, like, it all depends on what you want. I mean, the bigger the projects you want to do, the more it's going to cost. I mean, like, if you're looking at the $700-800 range, that's like the Dremel Idea Builder 3D printer. And that thing makes, you know, things that are like, probably like 5 by 5 inches, you know. But if we're just starting out, you know, I think we'd be okay with a smaller one.
3D printer.
Well, I was thinking, I think it might not be a bad idea to...
So you could just, like, basically, like, model something and just be like, yeah.
Exactly.
Print it out.
Because I was thinking that with our podcast, we're nerds by heart.
Yeah.
Well, one of my biggest things is one of the projects that I started that I never really got a chance to finish was working on the 3D shift game. I think that that's something that we should look into and, you know, work on our modeling and stuff, because the fact of worst case scenario, it doesn't turn out perfect.
Yeah.
It's just ours. But if we start making characters, post them, people like them, we can sell. Make our logo.
We're gonna, something's gonna come of this, Vinny. I think if we...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking.
enough at this, I think we're gonna start a empire.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I want to start this, because of the fact of, I think it'd be a good idea for us to start.
I know, instead of worrying about, like, finding work and blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. So.
Fucking rat race just to get an industry job.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. That's at least that's my...
Small.
Yeah. So. But I mean, like, you can get a basic one for like $200.
Hello?
Is it me you're looking for? Oh wow, this Da Vinci one that they're showing, it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was. Take a look at this.
Holy shit.
And then look at the price tag.
Wow.
See?
266.
Yeah, man.
Is it
It's
brand new?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
See, that's not bad at all.
Got 100 on it right now.
That's great. That's great. So 100 on it already. So we need 166 more.
Wait a week, and I'll keep this 100.
All right. And then we'll get it. And then we'll...
I got it for my birthday, and I've been holding on to it for a good reason.
So now we're going to 3D print. That would be pretty fucking cool, too, because, like...
I'm serious, dude.
Me too, man. Because
like,
I think...
I'll hold on to this.
Dude, I think it would be a good one because of the fact of it's just, like... Just think, if you finish your model, you can actually 3D print it.
Yeah.
So...
That'll give you some motivation.
Exactly.
Not motivation. I want to do it, but... I'm doing things... I'm going through a transition right now that I shouldn't even be worrying about, but I'm doing it anyway.
Well, see, the biggest thing is we're both artists.
Can't stop love, Vinny.
I know. Can't. And like I said, we're both artists, so like we both like... We're sitting here in jobs where like it's...
Kind of unmotivating.
Yeah. Not in a happy place.
Yeah.
No happy little trees for us in our future the way it is.
No. But every Thursday I'm like, yeah!
Yeah!
I'm like, yeah, dreams!
Yep. Dude, and this printer is fucking amazing.
Let's do it. Dude, I just bought Watch Dogs, too. The game. And they got, like, a 3D printer in that game. That's so weird. I was just playing the other night. They were like, yeah, just go to that 3D printer over there and print out some equipment. And I was like, what? So the game makes you walk over to this 3D printer and it's like, print yourself out a firearm. And you go over there and you like pick the pistol and it's like, and like out pops a pistol. And you're like,
nice.
And then it's like, print out one of those jumpers. And you like this little radio controlled like camera.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be cool. On top of that, once we start getting some of this stuff, Amazon's doing this cool thing where they allow you to set up giveaways through them so you can actually get the product and do a giveaway on it.
A giveaway on what?
Like anything. On anything. They allow you to do it so you can do the sweepstakes.
Wait,
so if you're
that's
like
kind of like a quasi-sponsor?
Uh-huh.
But not really? Or what?
Not really. It's just what it does is that, you know, you send out the information.
Yeah.
You know, you have people sign up for it. They click on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pick the number of prizes. You pay for it.
Mm.
Well, no, I'm just saying this is a down the road thing.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Like when we actually got some pretty decent income from the sponsors or whatever from our own podcast.
But I mean, like, it advertises all the way through. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're hearing the meta part of the podcast right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because that's the way I see it, is that we need to... I'm okay with talking about this out loud, because of the fact of we want people to know where we're at.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, yeah, so we got a couple of options and stuff. So if you're serious, I'm serious too. We'll do this.
I'll keep that and hold on to that.
Alright. So, not this Friday, but next Friday, we will get together, pool our money, buy it, deliver it, and it'll be the first official product of the I've Run Out of Things podcast.
Product?
It'll be our first official business purchase.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. First official, the board was the first official one.
No, that's unofficial. That's right. So anyway, yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
So, but on that note, I think I've run out of things to say, Cody.
I've run out of things to say too.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.